So, it has been quite a while since I've made a video, and hopefully by the end of this one, you'll understand more of why that's the case. When people ask me about touring life, they often ask me with the assumption that I'm gonna say everything is amazing, everything is great. You know, on Instagram, you only get the best. You only see the fun times and the exciting adventures that people are going on. You know, you get to meet new people, you get to go to new places, you get most of the day free because most of your days you're working in the evening. And while that is partly true in some cases, especially according to social media, that's not always the case. Actually, more often than not, that's not the case. We don't show the rehearsals, we don't show the difficulties within the company, we don't show how tired we get, and we don't show our off time where we're just trying to recover rather than having a good time. So for those of you out there that are just interested in knowing what it's like for a full-time performer on the road, or if you're a performer yourself and you're thinking about a tour, but you wanted to see a bit more what it's like realistically rather than just through social media, I'm going to show you what the one day off a week that we get is actually like and what I go through on that Sunday to get from one place to the other. Now, most shows and tours do 8 shows a week. That usually consists of 4 single shows and then 2 double show days, which usually leaves the Sunday, in our case, free for travel. Now, that doesn't sound too bad unless you take into account that the places we're traveling to aren't necessarily close to each other. Now, at the beginning of a tour, a company that you work for will typically message and find out the availability from all the other theatres around the country that they're going to visit. The availability comes back to them, however, they're not aware of the other theatres' availability, so it never really matches up as one whole loop where you go from town to town. So often we're going from here, there and everywhere every Sunday. Sometimes as big as Scotland down to London, back up to Scotland. So you can be travelling on your one day off a week anywhere from 2 hours to the entire day, which doesn't really feel like much of a break. Oh, that's my cue. This week I'll be travelling up from Woking to Leeds, which is about 4.5 hours, which isn't too bad and is kind of standard for a Sunday travel day. But as of right now, it's Saturday night, I've just finished the show and I haven't packed any of my suitcases, so I'm going home to do that. And now for step 1, packing. Well, actually that's not entirely true. Although the physical part of my travel day starts with the Saturday night packing, the planning of it starts days earlier. Firstly, I have to make sure I have somewhere to stay, which fortunately I book a few weeks in advance. Then on the Friday, I sort out my travel plans, which more often than not is via train. And then finally, I'll book to have my Asda shopping delivered on the Sunday evening, which saves me venturing out to the supermarket and also means I save money by not eating out all week. I'm just gonna shove all my dirty clothes on top of the folded clean ones in my suitcase because I'm not gonna fold them. I'm gonna wash them as soon as I get there anyway. Let me know if you do the same.
Many hours later.
That's pretty much everything. See you bright and early in the morning. Still got last minute packing stuff to do. I hate sweating when I've just had a shower. So this is the amount of stuff I have. I have one big case, I have my backpack, my big coat, and foodie bits and protein and stuff in a carrier bag. Plus, I've got my one suitcase which is on the truck, but I wouldn't be able to carry all this and that at the same time. So that's a lot of stuff, but for me actually, surprisingly, that's quite minimal stuff in comparison to what I was having at the beginning of the tour. I'm in Leeds! Now I've only actually seen what my accommodation looks like through pictures, and that's the same every week, so I never know what I'm actually gonna get until I walk into it for the first time. Usually it's accurate to the website, sometimes it's not. Those are the difficult weeks, but we'll see what we get this time. It has just gone 4 o'clock. I've just arrived at my new digs, which are actually really nice. It's worth noting that what you're going to see here isn't the assumption you should have for every week of tour. A lot of the time, if not 90% of the time, I am in a theatre digs booker. It's kind of like Airbnb, but a little bit cheaper, specifically for this industry. So often I'm in people's houses, and you never actually know what you're gonna get before you actually arrive there. Sometimes, like last week in Woking, you kind of don't get what you think it's gonna be. I had an incredibly small room, which was like just the bed last week, and I was awoken every morning with this. Yeah, exactly. So that is why I have decided to spend a little bit more this week whilst I'm in Leeds, because I trained here. I spent 3 years living in Leeds, so I'm very familiar with the place. I thought I'd splurge a little bit, spend a little more money on accommodation than I usually would, so I don't have to share with anyone, so that I can have, you know, a kitchen and bedroom and everything all to myself as a bit of a, you know, pick me up before the last few months of tour. So that is what I've done. Everything here is really nice, really high quality. It is not the basis of every week of tour. I do not do this often.
I was standing outside waiting for you. You were always taking time, baby, playing it through. I was calling out your name with my eyes on the wall.
Which brings me to step 3 of my one day off a week: unpacking. At this point, it's typically late afternoon, early evening. I'm here, I'm unpacked, I'm chilled. However, now I need to start the portion of the day that I like to call sorting my life out. Yes, it's part 4, the jobs. Doing a week's worth of washing. Shaving. Putting the shopping away. Going to the gym. Bedtime. So by the time 6 PM rolls around, which is the earliest, then I can start to enjoy my day off. And I usually spend my evening off on a Sunday probably having a Domino's pizza, maybe Pizza Hut, and watching a film, calling Gabby, you know, just chilling. And that typically is what my day off will look like on a regular week. So if you want to do a tour, hopefully this video has been informative to you. Or if you just wanted to see how exciting my one day off a week is. Sorry to disappoint you. Either way, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm off to the cinema.